am Sam, and I exist. And welcome to the SAMCAST. This time, well, still playing Super Metroid, and got off work about an hour ago. Kind of ended, I fucked up. You know when you fuck up at work and you feel bad about it? I mean, you know when you just fuck up in general and you feel bad about it? It's like, I could have done better. Way better. But, it's not a big deal. I'll just try not to fuck up like I did today. It wasn't like a big fuck up, it was just I didn't put enough of something on a certain thing, and it's whatever. But it was at least I'm, owning up to it and being responsible about it, because, it's just the right thing to do. Alright, so I have, hold on, let me check what I've got right now. It's been a minute since I've played. The last episode I posted, or I'm going to post. Right now I haven't posted it yet. It'll be part 2. I skipped over an episode because I guess I just wasn't... I think I explained it last time. I wasn't happy with how it came out, I think. I don't know, that was a week ago. I think I'm going to post these when I just feel like it, really. Just, when I have new stuff to talk about. So, yeah. Either way, this is the first time I played this game in a minute, so... Let me rephrase that. This is the first time I played this game in like maybe since the beginning of this year, because at the beginning of this year I played this because I got this game as a gift for my brother. It was a Japanese Super Nintendo cart that I found at a local game store, and I was surprised to see it. And funny thing about it was that it was an imported cart. Someone someone had, because with the Japanese SNES carts, they don't have these certain little like divots on the back of them, and the SNES ones have these divots. And what they do is they allow the cartridge to be inserted into an American Super Nintendo. I also think that goes for the PAL as well, but the Japanese ones don't have those. They have it's just flat. There's no like it's the back of the cartridge is completely flat. There's no little divots for the cartridge to be able to fit into a console. It's kind of like an anti I guess region locking type of thing, but it didn't work because what I discovered was someone had carved out the divots on the back of this cartridge. I didn't know that until I got to the car and I looked at it and I saw that and I just started laughing. So I'm like, oh, this cartridge has a bit of a story. Either way, it's pretty funny. Alright, I've been thinking, and I think I'm gonna invest in getting a PS5 soon. Mainly because I was thinking of getting I have a deposit down for a Steam Deck right now, but I kind of want something right now, and my Steam Deck won't be available till like fucking either October or December, or like late October, maybe sometime in November. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna double down and get a PS5. Fuck it, I'd like to have a new console. I mainly want to check out, there's this one game I want to check out called the Callisto Protocol, whatever the hell it's called. I'm really intrigued by it. Like, it looks, it's and apparently it's made by the people who made Dead Space, and I fucking love Dead Space. Dead Space is one of those video games that is so good. I'll discuss my love for it in a bit, but they made that. They're making this new game, and I've been seeing the trailers for it, and it looks fucking awesome. I saw that one teaser trailer they had for it a couple years ago at the Game Awards, and it has the coolest, like, I love how it, like, how violent it is. Like, because how do I describe this? What I mean with violent, how violent it is, it just the guy's like pinned up against the wall and he's just looking at this creature, and it's like, I don't know if it's staring him down or not. It's just looking at him. You can't see its eyes though, I don't think. And he's just like begging for his life. He's like, please don't, please. And then it just tentacles come from its face and attach to his face. They start like it shoots into his mouth. It's going into his eyelid. It's going to his into his eye sockets. It's like going into his ears, and it's doing something really fucking weird to him. And then it like zooms out. The camera zooms out like from a camera feed, and then the monitor just shuts off. And it's like, well, that guy's screwed. I love stuff like that. It creeps me out. It's just like, ugh. You don't get to see the death. You could just already tell that guy's screwed. And it's like, it's you could just imagine what's happening like afterwards. Is it like digesting him? Is it like, what is it doing? That type of stuff, I love it. It's kind of like why I love Stephen King so much, because I'm reading through the Langoliers right now. I started reading again. That's another thing, but I'm reading the Langoliers right now, and the way Stephen King describes situations and how people feel about said situation that they're in, and like, you know, the emotion. Like, he does a good job of describing people's like inner thoughts, and, you know, like how they feel about the messed up situation that they're in. Like, he's a good writer. I mean, it's a bit silly sometimes, but the silliness is kind of charming in a way, and also the silliness makes sense, because for the silliness in Langoliers, a little girl character describes a sound she's hearing as, and I quote, Rice Krispies after you pour in the milk. Yeah. I was chuckling a bit, but it makes sense. She's like, what, 11, 10 years old? She's trying to describe a sound that's scaring her. And I'm guessing it's like that popping noise you hear. I did a terrible job at replicating it. But yeah, it's like that sizzling noise, like bacon. That's how I describe Rice Krispies, I guess. I mean, that's the closest thing I can compare it to. Anyway, yeah, the Callisto Protocol is pretty good looking. I can't wait to play it when it comes out in December. And when it comes to me reading, I just finished a book called Rendezvous with Rama, and it is, no joke, one of the best books I think I've read in a like ever. It's by Arthur C. Clarke, and I gotta say, it does a good job of setting up what the theories that people come up with Rama, because what Rama is basically a UFO. It's a giant, like several Earths. I'd say like a couple hundred. No, not a couple hundred. That's way too big. It's like, it's not bigger than our sun. It's more like, I'm trying to think. I'd say like 5 Earths. It's big, and it's just a giant cylinder in space. And people are trying to figure out, like, what the hell is this thing, you know? And it does such a good job of it doesn't explain what Rama is. It just shows off the weird shit that's inside of it. And I don't want to spoil it, but it is legitimately one of my favorite books now. I love it, and I can't wait to I can't wait to read some of the sequels that Arthur C. Clarke wrote. Yeah. Son of a bitch. So I brought up Dead Space a minute ago because the Callisto Protocol. I think Dead Space is my favorite horror series, because Dead Space 1 and 2 are like really good at being scary in like, not like in a horrifying way, but at the same time in a like, oh fuck, I'm about to die way. Because it's kind of like, I've heard Dead Space described as like a boo haunted house type of game, because, you know, the jump scares are repetitive in the first one, and I think the second one, I've been playing through I was playing through the first one like a month ago, and I realized that you could see some of the jump scares coming a mile away. But I think what Dead Space does like very well is it sets up that sense of like urgency, because what ends up happening in Dead Space is you get ambushed, and when you get ambushed, if you stand still, you're gonna fucking die. It's just how it works, because these, the necromorphs, they don't fuck around. They will find you, and they will fucking kill you. They will kill you. They will kill you, you know? And there's just no getting around that. So you gotta keep moving, you gotta stay on your toes, and you gotta know how to use your weapons correctly. For me, I just mainly use the plasma cutter, because that's the best weapon in the game. It's just basically the first weapon you get is a weapon you can use throughout the entire game, no problem. I love that. And I just think it does such a good job of, you know, you have to stay on your feet. You can't ever keep your guard down, because it doesn't matter where the fuck you are. Even in a safe space, there's still that urgency of, oh, enemies might come and ambush me here. You know? And that's why I like Dead Space. It keeps me on my toes, and I love that. It's kind of like with Alien Isolation, because Alien Isolation keeps me on my toes like non-stop. It makes you feel like you're not safe anywhere you go. And I love that feeling. It's just fun. Yeah. I'm hoping the same for the Callisto Protocol, because it looks amazing. I love body horror type stuff. I love horror in general. I used to hate scary movies as a kid, but now I just adore it. I eat it up. Because when it comes to body horror and horror in general, I think a lot of people don't like them because it's like, oh, it's violent. And for me, there's two types of violence that, like, I'm gonna have to go into this because I'm about to get into this. This conversation is about to get a bit because this is like a very major opinion I have about people trying to take control of what media we can and cannot watch. I think it's bullshit to ban certain types of media, like horror movies, or censor them. We shouldn't censor horror movies, because it's a fucking horror movie. I go to the theater to watch a horror movie to get scared and horrified because it's a horror movie. And when you censor it, it's just like, well, I don't feel scared anymore because you censored it. I want to see that stuff because it's, well, it's what I paid to see. We shouldn't censor it because it's supposed to be scary. And whenever it comes like, oh, it's violent and I don't want to see violence, well then, don't go see a horror movie. No one's forcing you to watch it but yourself. If you don't want your kids going to see it, then be a better parent. Like, if you don't don't let your fucking kids, like, stay on the phone all the time, you know, or just tell them you can't go see that movie. I mean, personally, I'd let them see it because, well, I was shown that stuff and I'm alright. I know that's not the same for some parents. Some parents don't want to have to deal with their kids getting scared. And, you know, it's just something that you're going to have to deal with eventually, is your kids are going to get scared. But when it comes to violence in horror movies, I think that there are two types of violence in the world. There's fake violence, and then there's real violence. Fake violence is fun, because with fake violence, you know that it's fake. And fake violence is the violence that you're shown in movies and in TV shows. You know, it's not real. It's just actors. It's smoke and mirrors, or, you know, prosthetics, makeup, fake blood. It's the person on TV isn't actually in pain. Hopefully, you know, either they're acting, or maybe there's a bit of, depending on what they're doing. You know, there are certain instances where there have been, you know, times where an actor is actually in pain and it might have been, you know, in the movie, but the actual horrible thing that's going on in the film isn't as bad. Well, actually, when I think about it, it just all depends. You know that that person is okay, otherwise you would have heard about them not being okay. You know it's fake. It's all in a mostly controlled environment. And I say mostly because there are certain instances where, you know, the environment that the movie was filmed in wasn't in the, like, the control was there, just that it really was hard to control. For instance, The Abyss. Ed Harris actually had to be underwater for certain scenes that they were filming. And his face had to be submerged in water, because there's a part in that movie where he has, like, he gets put into this pink fluid, this pink breathing liquid, and his head is submerged in that liquid. And they put him underwater with that liquid in his suit. and they filmed him like, you know, struggling to breathe because there's like that part in the film where he's like not suffocating, but he's going through the process of pressure-induced psychosis, I think. Basically the pressure of the water is getting to him, and he's like, ah, like he's like struggling. It hurts. Thankfully, what they did is the part of his like mask, that the helmet that he's wearing, comes off, and they have a person like right off camera who has a regulator ready to put in Ed Harris's mouth. So whenever it gets too much for him and he actually can't breathe, he lifts this thing up, and the person immediately goes up to him and puts the regulator in his mouth so he can breathe. But he had to do this for hours underwater, like actually underwater, and it's surprising. And it's not, that isn't violence, but that's an action that is actually going on, and it's controlled. The actor is in no current danger because he has people there ready to help him, so he doesn't, you know, get hurt or die. But what you're actually seeing is an illusion. It's fake. Now, that's the fake violence. The real violence is the shit you see on the news. And it depends on what news source you get it from. Sometimes you have, like, I don't know, Fox News, which I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. But, like, I guess videos you see on, like, if you used to go on LiveLeak when LiveLeak still existed, which is a weird thing to think about. LiveLeak is gone. Anyways, that's off the point. And, you know, videos on LiveLeak are like those police videos where you see them, like, going after a guy and shooting him dead. Or you see, like, you hear about a 10 car pileup or something like that. That's real violence, and it's not fun because you know, oh my god, those people are actually dead. And they don't show it on TV. I mean, I guess it depends on what, like, channel you're watching, but they never show it because you don't actually want to see that. But when it comes to a movie, you want to see it because it's, well, it's a movie. It's fun because you think to yourself, I wonder how they did that. It's an illusion. A magician doesn't actually make a rabbit appear from a hat. It's an illusion. And, you know, it just sucks that we're taking the shitty route and letting these people decide that, oh, we can't let you see this. I don't want you to see this because I don't want to. That's bullshit. I think there was an episode of Futurama that discussed this, and I think the thing was said, just change the fucking channel. No one's forcing you to watch it except yourself. And if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Like, it's that fucking simple. I want to see Jason Voorhees fucking decapitate a camper. I want to see someone, like some poor person who's trying to camp and enjoy themselves, get fucking decapitated in a Friday the 13th movie, because that's what I paid to go see. What I don't want to see is an actual story of someone getting murdered, because it's like, well, that's an actual living human being. You know? I know that it's real because it's a news story, I guess. I don't know. It's all weird. In the words of George Carlin, it's bullshit and it's bad for you. It's confusing. But that's just my logic with it. It's just something I've been trying to get. I need to get off my neck. It's like with books as well. I mean, because some books, you know, at school they only show you certain books. I mean, at high school they allow you to see, like, I was allowed to read Stephen King in high school. They had Stephen King books there for us to fucking read. And it was pretty awesome. But other than that, I wanted to, like, I don't know. I think we shouldn't be so, like, oh my god about this. It's really, it's just human nature to want to be able to see some stuff like this. I mean, is it bad? Well, violence in real life is bad. Violence on movies and TV, it's fucking fake. All right, I'm just repeating myself now. That's usually what happens when I start talking about stuff like this, is I start repeating myself because I'm trying to continue this conversation because I like talking about it. And then I realize, you know, me talking about this, I've already, you know, I'm not going up there. I've already discussed it enough. The discussion's over. All right. Oh man, I'm getting a bit sleepy. when it comes to my recording schedule, I've decided that I'm gonna start doing it like either once a week or once once when I want to, you know. And I think I'll play games that I've played before, you know, games that I'm used to, games that I know like I know in my heart or aren't, you know, I don't need to remember them, you know. Games that I can just pick up and play without thinking about what I was doing last time. And I enjoy this a lot. I really do. I really enjoy just talking about, just venting. So something that's been bothering me right now is that I have some sort of disorder of some sort because I'm constantly like obsessive about certain things. I think it's obsessive compulsive disorder, probably. I don't know how to describe what my problem is. It's just that I obsess over a certain thing constantly. And it sucks because, you know, I obsess over it, and I just can't stop obsessing over it. I hate it. Fuck. Okay, I hate it because it makes me feel bad. I'm questioning myself over this stuff. I'm not gonna go into, like, what I'm questioning, because it's just, like, it's so much. But it's just really, like, menial stuff that doesn't matter to me as a person. Because I know I would never do or say any of those things. It's invasive thoughts, but at, like, the worst thing. I can't fucking control it. I feel like I can't control where my mind goes or what my mind says sometimes, and, you know, it really fucking sucks sometimes. It really, really does suck, because I feel like, am I this person that my brain's, you know, saying that I am because I'm thinking these thoughts? And, you know, I'm not, because I would never say or do any of these things ever. I would never, because I'm a good person. What makes us a good person is our actions, you know, and, you know, what makes us is our actions, not our thoughts. We can think about stuff all we want, but what we actually do is a whole different thing, I guess, is what I'm saying. Ah, shit. Okay, I gotta redo that. Can I walk up? Alright, because I have to jump up with this one. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I worry too much about what other people are thinking, and I worry too much about me. I worry too much about stuff that's out of my control, like, you know, religion. I'm not a religious person. I mean, I keep an open mind to it, but I am in no way a firm believer in Christianity, because I refuse to believe that that's the answer. There has to be another answer to all of this, right? I don't want to, you know, put all my faith in something. Fuck, I don't want to put all my faith in something and then it not be true. So I'm trying to keep an open mind. But my mom, or my parent, I'm currently still living with my parents right now, and I don't want to blindly take in God as the answer to everything. I said this yesterday, and I realize I don't mean it, but I said it because that's just not the answer I'm looking for. I was talking with my coworker about it, and I just up and said, "Fuck God." And at the time, I felt justified in saying it, you know? I felt like, yeah, it's bullshit that this is the one and all answer to everything, when it fucking isn't. But I think back to it now, it's like, I don't mean it, because there's a part of me that's like, well, what if God exists? And me saying that, you know, probably pissed him off. Rightfully so. I mean, if I said that to my dad, he'd be pissed off. But I think what matters is that I'm thinking for myself. I can believe in what I want to believe in. I just need to figure it out someday, and it's just something I can't control. I can't control the existence of God, but I can control my own life, you know? That's what I want to control. Fuck! I want to be in control of me. I want to be in control of what I want. And I just want to be able to not worry about stuff that's out of my control. Because that's what I worried about in school. I worried about the world. This last half of school was scary because of the Ukraine shit. And, you know, hearing people say certain things about it all, there was a point in time where I went to the counselor's office to talk about it, and I probably brought this up before on this cast. I don't remember. I just broke down crying because it was a lot to take in. God damn it. It was a lot to take in because I guess this something I guess the similar thing that I can compare it to, even though this is these two, like, I don't 9/11, because around that time, my brother, I have a relative who was alive. I have several relatives who are alive, but I have a brother and sister who were both alive during 9/11, and it was a scary time because they thought the world was about to go into total fucking war. Everyone did, because it was, hold on, it was a major event, you know? And this Ukraine invasion thing that happened back in like February is a major event in the world. It's crazy to think that that's happening, and it sucks because, you know, these actual people are going through that, and I don't know what if that's happening. What else can happen? You know, that's a fear that happened in my brain, and it fucked with me. I couldn't take it, and I went to talk to my counselor about it, and it was so much going on. I was worrying about worrying about my money that I have. My dad, my fucking dad, my father was just telling me so much shit. He belittles me with what I spend my money on, and I hate it because it's my money, you know? I should be able to spend it on what I want to spend it on. I don't spend all of it anymore. I used to, but I don't spend all of it. I've been able to just save a bit of it up, so I'll have like a bit of a buffer. I'll have a whole lot. I'll have like more than my paycheck next week, you know? Like, say I get a $500 paycheck, I spend 200 of it. 300 I'll have with my next paycheck, which is 600. I'll have 900, you know? But my dad's just like, no, you shouldn't be spending any of your money at all. Don't spend it on the stuff you love. Save it all for life, because you no joy. That's what I'm getting. And he's trying to be better, and, you know, at least that's good, but it doesn't help. And him saying that stuff around that time, and still saying it now, and it was just so much to take in. I broke down crying. I cried because I felt hopeless. It felt like I was gonna die. It really did, because it was the first time I've felt stuff like this before, you know? Really did feel like I was gonna just die. But I realize now that our world isn't going away anytime soon. It would have back in the Cold War. That's what I think. It's just, we all, like, if humanity wanted to destroy itself, it would have already, but it won't. Because as a race, we want to survive. We'll disagree as much as we want, but we're not going to destroy ourselves anytime soon, because would have happened a long time ago. That's how I think about it all. Would have happened back in the 80s, would have happened back in the 70s, would have happened back in the 60s. It just would have happened already, and, you know, I can't control it. None of us can, so we just gotta keep on with our lives. And I am. And I'm doing what I love doing. I'm playing video games, talking with my friends, and I'm not the best employee at work. I need to realize that I'm not the best person either. I fuck up. We all fuck up. And, you know, I need to own up to my mistakes. I need to apologize to them. I need to apologize for them. And I do that. Mostly. There's some points of time where I'm like, because at work, I was getting pissed off about people ordering at night because, well, I work at a food joint, you know, and it gets annoying when people order when you're about to get off because you gotta stay and fucking finish it. And I just want to go home, you know? And I start being less good at my job because I'm just like, I'm trying to get it done quick so I can go home. And I fucked up and didn't put enough toppings on a certain thing, and my employer, he's usually chill, he doesn't really give a shit, but he's like, we can't sell this, man. And I felt bad. At first I was like, I don't give a shit, but now I kind of do, because it's, well, you know, I just need to do better. That's just my problems with my life right now, you know. Just, I worry too much about other people, and I worry too much about the small things that happen. I can fix that. That's something I fix. Like, it's not that, I'm not saying that what happened was a big deal or something. It's just, you know, I let a menial thing like that get to me, and I shouldn't, because it's not that big a deal. I mean, do better at your job, but, you know, just don't take it so seriously. Because it's not a big deal when it comes down to it. You'll live, the people who order their food will fucking live. It's not a big deal. Just don't do it again. And I just need to keep up with that mindset. I need to get help. I need to get some sort of medication because I'm tired of my brain sometimes. I really am fucking tired of it. It just drives me up the goddamn wall. Living with myself. It really does. I think let's see here. Where would that lead to? Oh shit, there's some stuff that I'm missing. We'll go get it. Yeah, I need to get off my back. I just need to get off my back. And to those who are listening, I hope you can at least listen to this and know that you're not alone in life. I mean, I'm about to turn 19, so I'm still figuring things out, man. It's just a normal part of life. I know that I'm a good person because I would never ever treat someone with disrespect. I mean, I think like that at work where I'm like, ah, damn it, you're ordering food, but you know, it's just, it's work. It's not that big a deal. I would never say anything like that. I'm respectful toward these people as long as they're respectful towards me because that's just how the world works. Give respect, and you get respect back. You know, it's not gonna get you anywhere being an asshole. It's just not gonna get you anywhere at all because when you're an asshole, no one's gonna want to help you. Because you're an asshole. They're gonna be like, fuck this guy or girl. I don't want to help them because they're talking shit to me over something like, you know, I didn't, like Karens and stuff, I guess. Like, I don't know. Let's get on to a different topic. I think I need to move on from this. Okay, what else am I want to talk about? Shit. This is why I need to write down more things before I do these, but this is just, I just kind of felt like recording, you know? It just came to me. I was like, I better record a night. Just enjoy my night, you know? Well, what else is there to talk about? Kind of want to keep playing for a bit. I want to at least get to Lower Norfair and get like halfway through it before I stop recording. Well, I recently started replaying Resident Evil 2 again, and, you know, Resident Evil 2 is such a good fucking game. The old Resident Evils are so good because they make me think, they make me plan out what I'm doing, and I love that. It's just like, they're like strategy games in a way. You gotta strategize what you're doing. And I might play Resident Evil 2 on this cast sometime soon after I'm done with Super Metroid, because it's a game I know by heart. And it's a game I just fucking adore, because it's just so good, Resident Evil 2. I've played the remake, and it's just as good. The remake is legitimately, like, a fantastic game. I absolutely love Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's a proper remake. Like, it reminds me of, like, an 80s remake of, like, of a 50s horror movie. Because, you know, with a 50s horror movie, it's going to have hokey stuff about it. The original has hokey voice acting and the blocky PS1 graphics, while the new one has the cool special effects, the better acting. You know, like, it has what the 50s one didn't. Or the new 2019 remake has what the 1998 original doesn't. Which, I mean, the 1998 original has horror, but you can't really take it seriously nowadays because it's just, we have so much better stuff now. That's why I think remakes can be good if you're remaking something that could use a remake or could be refined to be better, and you know, with the technology we have now. For instance, the Blob Remake, one of my favorite horror movies of all time and one of the best remakes ever. It takes a 50s horror movie that was kind of just, I mean, it had a good plot, it had a good like monster, but when you think about it, the 50s, it was the 50s, you know, it didn't go too deep with it. With this new one, it takes it and spins it on its head. It's way more violent, it's way more scary, it's way more intense, and I love that. Scared the shit out of me as a kid. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go meet one of the people who was in that movie soon. They're gonna be meeting up. I'm not gonna say who it is. It's an actor from the movie. I'm gonna get them to sign a copy that I have this movie. It's of I have a copy of the laser disc of the Blob. I'm gonna get them to sign it. I'm gonna put it up on my wall. It's really cool. I can't wait to meet them. Yeah. God damn. Kidoki. Let's see where we're at here. What stuff have I not collected yet? Alright, okay. Oh, man. Yeah. Another horror game I'd like to try out is Silent Hill. Or try out. I've played. What I mean on this cast, I've played Silent Hill, like the first two Silent Hills before. Silent Hill 1 is a like legitimately fucking terrifying game every time I play it. Like it has jump scares that are so good that they get me every fucking time. I love Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 2 is a good game. It's not as creepy as Silent Hill 1 because Silent Hill 1 is creepy in the sense that it just feels like a dream. Silent Hill 2, I'm very sure, like, Silent Hill 1 feels like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. Silent Hill 2 is like a psychological, like, torture type of thing. And I like it. Silent Hill 2 is a really fucking good game. But Silent Hill 1 is just way more effective, I think. Because I think it's the music. The music in Silent Hill 2 is good, but the music in Silent Hill 1 has more of an impact to it, I think. But Silent Hill 2, what it does good is it made me cry. Because the ending of that game, the ending I got at least, was fucking depressing. Like I teared up because it just felt like, wow. This is how it's ending? This sucks. But, you know, it makes sense how it would end this way. It doesn't end nice. I'll just say that to those who haven't played that game. But yeah, Silent Hill. I might try out one of those games on this cast someday, because it's fun. Play a spooky game while I talk about life. See me get spooked. That'll be fun. All right, here we are. About to be at Lower Norfair. Actually, hold on. Before I come to this nice little area, I'm gonna go up to an area I just saw that I didn't collect an item at. There's a game, I bought some games for my PS2 right now. One of them is called Winback, Covert Operations. I'm really interested to play it. Apparently it's like a, it's described as Metal Gear Solid-like, because it's on the PlayStation 2. It's a port of an old N64 game. And I'm excited to try it out because it has a very interesting control scheme. It looks like it would be a fun stealth action game. I don't know about stealth. Probably stealth. More like just run around, shoot stuff, go up against the wall, and it looks fun as fuck, and I can't wait to try it out. And I also bought Serious Sam, which Serious Sam is just an arcade like joystick shooter, but instead of like Smash TV, or I think that's what it's called, Smash TV, but instead of being like you shoot around in a circle, you shoot around in a circle in first person instead of top down action. I played Smash TV once at an arcade recently. Pretty fun game. My brother hadn't heard of it or seen it before, and I was really excited to show him because I fucking love Smash TV. God. Ah, man, I can't wait. I love my brother. My brother is so cool. He's the reason I'm into a lot of this silly, like, old stuff that I'm into right now. He's the reason I have most of my hobbies, because he introduced me to it, and I appreciate it. We bond together so well. I love him. It's a shame that people don't get to get that sometimes. It sucks. and I'll never not. I will always appreciate my brother. Like, I always will. I love him to death. He always lightens the mood up, you know. He's like that one friend who always cheers you up. Just that he's a friend that I'm related to by blood, and you know, I'm happy to call him my brother. He'll always have my back. Yeah, and I can't wait to go see him again. Anyways, okay, I got that stuff. Let's go to Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair had the best song in this game. I love when it comes to music and remixes. I've heard remixes of some songs from this game and another game, Final Fantasy VII. There's a remix of the final theme for Sephiroth, the One-Winged Angel. What I don't like about the current like orchestral remixes of it is that it's not as impactful. It's more softer sounding. I want it to like jump out at you. I want it to pound, like I want it to like be like bum 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 bum. But it doesn't feel like that. This the Lower Norfair theme is redone in Metroid Prime, and it's all right. It's not as impactful and like booming as it should be, because it's supposed to be like hell. It's super hot down in this area, and it's supposed to sound like, oh wow, this is a very threatening area, you know. But it just really doesn't. I mean, the atmosphere and environment is threatening, but the music doesn't really make it feel that way. Same goes for the One-Winged Angel. It's not very booming, and I like the original versions of these songs more because they sound more booming and like, oh fuck. Especially One-Winged Angel. One-Winged Angel is screaming at you. It's like this being is powerful and scary and will fucking kill you, you know. But when it's like when it's kind of soft and like it's kind of like mysterious and like he's eloquent, he's not very, you know, he'll hurt you, but you could probably survive. No, One-Winged Angel on the PS1 sounds like you are going to die if you are not on your feet. You will fucking die if you don't, you know, keep on running or keep on fighting. Because if you even fuck up or flinch once, it's over. And I guess that's just me. I mean, if you like those remixes, fuck yeah, that's awesome. That's just, I mean, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, like, here. Just listen to this, man. It sounds badass. It sounds like we're in. It sounds like we're in more threatening territory. You gotta be careful around here, or else you'll fucking die. That's the kind of vibe I like with these games. That's just me though, and my weird bullshit. All right, let's see here. All right, take me down. Lower the cream soda of unholy. The cream soda of doom. The cream soda that is the diet cream soda. That's enough cream soda talk for once. Alright, yeah, this theme fucking rules, man. Metroid Prime, if my computer was any better, I would probably... Actually, I might try out Metroid Prime one of these days. It's a good game to try out on here. Emulate it with Dolphin. Depends on if I can get it running correctly. Maybe there's some settings I can tweak to make it run good on my current setup. Because my setup, I like it way more than my old setup. My old setup was a piece of shit. This one, oh my god, it can at least record. It can use OBS, you know. My old setup couldn't use OBS. It would fucking freeze up. That's a little jump scare. This guy I gotta be careful with because he's way more powerful than the old guy. Alright, come on, you bastard. Nah! Motherfucker. Why am I crouching? I'm fucking sucking right now. I would use my missiles, but, yeah, that fucking shit happens. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Fuck you. I could never get past this guy when I was younger. It took me a while, but I was finally able to do it, but yeah, I kept on using my fucking missiles at him. Until I realized, oh, I have to charge attack his ass constantly, and then he'll die. Yeah, this area I hated as a kid, because it was just so difficult all of a sudden. Alright. Super missiles. And we're about to get the coolest thing in Metroid. Le Screw Attack. Listen to this puppy. God, it's so fucking awesome. I loved the Screw Attack as a kid. And I still do, but when I was young, I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. The sound it makes is so powerful, and it's so just like, it sounds badass. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I'm getting tired, man. Oh fuck! This cream soda hurts. This is the cream. All right, this cream soda is not fun at all. You can tell that I'm just trying to fill the empty void of silence. Okay, that takes me back. I don't want to go there. Oh fuck. Okay. Uh-oh. No. Alright. Oh, good lord. I think there's a video I'm going to redo. It's the, I think that the video I might redo is... I did a ranking video of, like, my opinions on Nintendo games, but I kind of realized... I listened through it, I'm like, you know, I was kind of rude when it came to describing a game. And I don't want to come off as rude when it comes to stuff, because I realize that, you know, my opinion is my opinion and all, but I want to be able to respect other people's stuff. I don't want someone to feel bad because I don't like a certain game, because that sucks. You know, you shouldn't feel bad for another person, for, like, you know, not agreeing with another person's opinion. Or you shouldn't feel bad that, oh, I like this, but this person doesn't, or it's not, you know, it's... Because I said something along the lines of just Super Mario Sunshine was a bad game. And that's not true. It's just a game that I don't really enjoy. It is far from bad. It's just that there's a lot of mechanics that I just don't like with that game. And I'm not the only one. But, you know, if you do like that game, fuck yeah. Mario Sunshine is... I have to say, what I like about it... I'm probably going to explain this if I redo that video, or I might just post it. But what I like about Mario Sunshine is its atmosphere. It immediately is like, it lightens up my mood. It has great music. The graphics are amazing. It has good writing. Like, I love the game. I love the visuals. The actual gameplay, not my cup of tea. I'm more of a Mario 64, Mario Galaxy type of dude. Sunshine is just, it has its problems, but it's not terrible. It's just, I'd say on my, like, list, it would be, like, lower tier. But I know there's a lot of people who really enjoy it and have nostalgia over it. And, you know, awesome. I'm glad you enjoy that game. Because I'm glad you're getting joy out of something that I sadly can't get joy out of. Or at least, you know, like, what I look for when I play a video game, which is just, oh, entertainment and awesome gameplay that I know I will constantly enjoy for years to come. Alright, here we go. Okie dokie. So, the same goes for Mario Party, which actually no, Mario Party I fucking despise. I hate Mario Party with a passion. People who enjoy those games, I fully understand why. Me, I am how do I describe this? When it comes to Mario Party, I'm a competitive little bitch. I am a competitive motherfucker, so, you know, I don't, it's just not fun to me. I get too angry over it. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Just, I don't want to play a game that's gonna make me just be like, boil, you know? I don't want to do that to myself. So I just don't. I don't know why I did that. I thought, I guess in my mind there's something there, but there isn't. But yeah, I've started to become less angry at video games because, you know, what do I have to prove from it? Nothing. It's just a video game, and not much to get angry about. I mean, it's understandable to get you know, pissed off or just be like, fuck shit, you know. But it's not really gonna help to smash a controller or just be like, "Fah!" about it, you know. Unless something very bad happens, like you lose your save file or something, then in that case I understand getting angry because all that progress for nothing. I mean, you can do it again, but I had plans after beating that game. I had plans on playing other games, and I don't want to have to do it all again because, you know, it took me so long. But you can always do it again. It's just gonna suck that you have to do it again. Alright, well, this has been a nice cast. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm gonna do this again probably next week or next month. Anyways, I hope y'all who are listening enjoyed this episode of the SAMCAST, because I sure as hell did. I'm glad I got some things off my back, and I hope to hear anybody's comments about any of the stuff I talk about. Really and truly, I hope I do, because you know, I could get a second opinion. I'd like to hear other people's side of the story as well. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of your night or day whenever you're listening to this. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, man or madam. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. My name's Sam. I exist, and I am out.